Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a Plum Smokey eye tutorial using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. This is the final look that I would be recreating in this video. I'm going to start with clean skin. I've only used moisturizer. I'm doing my eye makeup first today using the Modern Renaissance palette, which I got from beautydor.com. You can get lots of brands, imported US brands in India on this website. I'm going to start by using the shade Warm Taupe first. This is a light matte brown color. I'm using this all over the lid and just using a blending brush which comes with the palette to blend the color in the crease for a smooth finish. Next, I'm going to use the shade Red Ochre, which is a warm red color. I'm using this in the outer corner of the lid. I'm also going to use this in the crease and build up a really strong color, a strong reddish pinkish color in the crease and outer corner area. I'm also using the same shade along my lower lash line. Next, I'm taking a dark brown eyeliner. You can use any Kajal or any brown or black eye pencil. I'm using this to intensify my lash lines. I'm going to use this along my waterlines as well as in the outer corner of the lid just to get that smoky feel. And this comes with a smudger at the other end, so it's really easy to apply and quickly smudge for a smoky look. Now you can use a black for this step, but I find browns a little easier to work with. Next, I'm going to take the combination of Red Ochre and Venetian Red, and I'm going to go over the area where I just applied the Kajal liner, which is the outer 1/3 of my lid, my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go back in with a clean blending brush just to blend out the colors in the crease. For a smoky eye, it's really important to spend some time in blending, very gentle blending so that you don't wipe off the color. Next, I'm going to use the shade Antique Bronze, and I'm using this in the inner 2/3 of the lid, making sure to not take the color beyond the crease. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the gold color from the palette, which is called Primavera, and just mixing it a little bit to lighten up the Antique Bronze shade. And then going back in with the red and dark pink in the crease just to intensify that color. I have to say, this is perhaps the best palette I have tried. The color selection is beautiful and the quality of the eyeshadows is also incredible. Everything is so well pigmented and blends beautifully. To highlight, I'm using the lightest shade from the palette. I'm going to leave the eyes a little bit for now and come back to the face. I'm using the Bobbi Brown Stick Foundation in the shade 4.25. This is a really nice medium to high coverage foundation. Comes in a very convenient creamy stick form. You can blend this with your fingers or use a brush. I'm using an oval brush to blend this, and this is a foundation that I think is best suited for people with basically not very oily skin. I find that this does make the skin tiny bit oily, so unless you have super oily skin, you can definitely go for this foundation. It's very easy to travel with as well. For concealer, I'm basically just using a yellow brightener in the triangular shape under my eyes. The Bobbi Brown foundation gives very good coverage, and I don't feel like I need a lot more coverage in my under eyes, but using this yellow tinted brightener just does a bit of cream highlighting in the areas where you want to draw light. And then to set everything, I'm using the Bharat and Dorris loose powder in the shade 04, which is a lightweight translucent powder. Doesn't add too much color, doesn't make the skin too matte, and just feels quite light on the skin. To bronze my skin, I'm using the Java Sun bronzer from Estee Lauder, and this is from the Victoria Beckham collection. And I'm using this with a large powder brush, and I'm not doing contouring with this. I'm just warming up my skin using this bronzer. This is a matte bronzer. It's got a really nice silky formula, blends very well, and the color is really nice for my medium complexion as well. And I'm using this along my cheeks and also under my jawline. And for the cheeks, I'm using the shade Angelika by NARS, which is a cool bright pink color with a bit of shimmer, and I'm using just a tiny bit of this because the eyes are quite plum, quite on the cool toned side. I thought a pink blush is going to tie the look together instead of a peach blush. And to highlight, I'm using the Bobbi Brown Brightening Brick. This is in the shade Naked, and this has got a really beautiful selection of golden highlighters, and I'm using this on the top of my cheekbones. Also going to use this down the bridge of my nose, also to highlight the Cupid's bow, and you can see it adds a beautiful warm golden glow to the cheeks. For the brows, I'm going to use the Freedom Brow Pomade in the shade Ash Brown. This is a long-lasting waterproof brow color, and I quite like this for a natural long-lasting brow. To give a little bit of lift to my eyes, I'm using the Sugar eyeliner, which is my favorite liquid eyeliner. It's jet black, it is long lasting, it has a matte finish, and it's got a really nice pointed applicator which makes winged eyeliner quite easy. And I'm doing my signature winged eye for this look. For my lashes, I'm going to use the Maybelline Falsies Push-Up Drama Mascara, which is a new launch and also my current favorite. But first, I'm going to give them a good curl. This is a really nice, dramatic kind of mascara. It's a bit difficult to take off because it deposits a lot of product on the lashes, but it's really good for special occasions when you want really dramatic, rich black lashes. I'm using this on my top as well as my bottom lashes. And because this is a slightly dramatic look, I'm also going to add a pair of false eyelashes later on. For the lip, I'm going to use a nude pink. This is OFRA liquid lipstick in the shade Pasadena, a very nice rosy warm brownish nude color, and these liquid lipsticks are quite comfortable. They're not as drying as some of the other liquid lipsticks in the market, and the formula is really smooth, gives opaque coverage, and basically it's all around a really good formula. And that is the finished look, a smoky plum eye using the Modern Renaissance palette, which I absolutely love, from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So that is the final finished look. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I definitely enjoyed creating this dramatic look using this palette, and I'm going to put all the details of all the products I've used, including where you can buy this palette in India, in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all soon in my next video. Bye.